Hey guys, welcome back to Strength and Health for Life, where we help you try to lose weight and become healthy. We've reached day 4 of my fitness and health weight loss journey. I thought today we would go over a couple of diets on opposite ends of the spectrum, so we can get an idea of why most diets don't work. So I figured we'd start with the keto diet. There are some risks that come with that. The flu-like symptoms when you're switching to the keto diet as it's changing over, or as your body is changing over to utilizing ketones. This seems to be like a minor thing, but causes symptoms like sweating, fatigue, things like that. But the next issue with it is it could stress the kidneys. So, animal increased or diets that primarily utilize animal fats can lead to an increase in kidney stones. This is because a lot of the acids that are present in your body that bind with the calcium to prevent kidney stones end up not being present because of the increased animal fats, which increase the number of kidney stones that you're likely to get, in addition to reducing the amount of acids that are there to bind with the calcium to prevent kidney stones. If you have chronic kidney disease, they also suggest that you don't do this diet at all because it does stress the kidneys, and if your kidneys are already stressed, it could cause kidney failure. There are digestive issues that come, that can happen because of keto as well. Low carb typically means reduction in fiber. Now there are some keto friendly fibers, but some of the most some of the foods that contain the most fiber are restricted under keto because fiber is a type of carbohydrate. Fiber also prevents, means, or higher fiber prevents constipation. It also feeds the good bacteria in your gut. So the issue with this is if you're not getting enough fiber, the effectiveness of your immune system may lower. It may decrease your mental health. It'll also increase the inflammation response in your body, so you may find your body being inflamed more often. There's also certain nutrients that you don't get. Keto diet basically, we'll just say on average, the average keto diet will provide enough nutrients for 12 of the 27 vitamins and minerals that the human body requires to function properly. And this is because of its reduction in nutrient dense foods such as whole grains and legumes and things like that. So you end up with a lower vitamin and mineral intake. The biggest three that I can see would be calcium, vitamin D, and potassium. But you also have lower magnesium and phosphate as well. But the calcium and vitamin D, assist with your bone health, among other things as well. And potassium, I know that my dad had kidney failure, and that's what he passed from. And I know partially potassium, helps with kidney health as well. So obviously, if you're not getting enough potassium, that's going to be an issue as well. It can also cause dangerously low blood sugar in those with type 1 diabetes and potentially type 2 diabetes as well. Because you take insulin for diabetes, and if you take your insulin and don't have enough carbs, your blood sugar dips too low, and that could actually cause even diabetic coma. It could damage your bone health. Now, not just because of the decrease in calcium calcium and vitamin D. Those are contributing factors to this as well. But in general, you have a reduction in bone mineral density, and when you have a diet that is based on high animal fat intakes. Um, Also, one of the issues you may end up with, you have a higher risk of illness, of certain illnesses, and possibly even an earlier death because high fat, low carb, animal based diets increase your risk of heart disease, cancer, and all other health causes. Whereas, if you have more vegetable intake as well, and you don't, it actually reduces all of that. So even the vegetarian diet has risks, but as far as heart disease and cancer, high vegetable intake actually helps reduce, most types of deaths that you can, that occur medically. So on the other end of the spectrum, we're going to deal with vegan and vegetarianism. I know they are slightly different, but a lot of the issues that come from the both vegan and vegetarians can have with a diet like that are similar, and so we'll treat them the same for that purpose alone. Now, I mean, not everybody switches over to these, for what they feel is a moral reason. Sometimes it is just to lose weight or try to be healthier. But they do have risks, right? So the biggest thing is that they typically try to replace, protein, animal proteins with legume proteins. That tends to be the go-to for vegans and vegetarians. But because of the increase in legume proteins, it also increases the risk of leaky gut. This is due to the increase in lectins and phytates that you end up having in your digestive system, and you end up and it could cause leaky gut, which can be a very complicated issue to have. Soy proteins were a good substitute as well, but not everybody can handle raw soy. So most vegan and vegetarian diets have processed soy, like tofu, and things like that. And the problem with that is that not only does it have all the same issues with any other processed food, but it can cause hormone disruptions, particularly with estrogen and thyroid issues. So, and it's because it's processed that it causes those issues. A lot of vegans and vegetarians have anemia, so which is a lack of the heme iron. Iron supplements can replace this, but iron supplements actually have a lot of side effects, or can have a lot of side effects. So there's risks just from taking the supplement to replace that. The safest source of the iron needed to prevent anemia actually comes from red meats. So in order to alleviate any risks from that supplement, eating red meats would actually fix that issue. Another issue that they have is vitamin B12 deficiency. A lot of them take supplements, which that's, I'm sure that helps. But the thing is that the only source of vitamin B12 that we know of, is from animal foods. That's the only natural source, I should say, of vitamin B12. So if you are a vegan or a vegetarian, please make sure you take your vitamin B12, because vitamin B12 deficiency can cause so many issues that you don't want to deal with, I promise. But that's one of the reasons I don't recommend being a vegan or a vegetarian even. They also tend to have a problem with zinc absorption. The phytic acid, from high plant food intakes can lead, or high plant diets can prevent your body from absorbing zinc. So that's why it's recommended that they take 50% more zinc every day in order to stay within the zinc limits they need for their body to utilize. It also has an issue of increased risk of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease because of overeating, over intake of plant fiber or plant carbohydrates. That comes with a whole myriad of issues as well. But yeah, if you because they eat only plants, they actually run a high risk of having, of having too much, of eating too many carbs because plants or most plants are high in carbs. So at the end of the day, I don't think any any fad diet or any kind of diet just to lose weight will function, because the truth is that as soon as you switch from that diet, the same problems you had will come back, and the problems that can happen just from starting the diet. We are omnivores, and so we need to be eating both plants and we need to be eating foods. In fact, it is healthiest for us to eat a majority of plants with some animal protein every day, because the animal fats and proteins are important. But we need to maintain that balance, and that's what they mean by balanced diet, is that we need to be eating both, the appropriate amount of fruits and vegetables and animal proteins in order to get all of the nutrients that our body needs. So, so my recommendation is to, like I said, I would say roughly 75 to 85%, fruits and vegetables, with the rest of it being animal proteins. You want to have a little bit of animal protein each day. Make sure you eat fish for your omega fatty acids, red meats for your irons, things like that. So, if you like, I hope you like this video. If you did like this video, please like and subscribe down below, and I'll see you next time, and I really appreciate it.